All these rappers try to recreate it. Only one still does it, like the older guys. The first time I realized Kendrick Lamar wasn't like everyone else, it was Good Kid, M.A.A.d. It was that Don't Kill My Vibe remix. The Morning on the Breakfast Club. Hove came and floated on his verse.
Up in the clouds, they get my spouse. Rumors on the ground getting too loud, we turn them shit down. Can't hear myself think. Turbulent shit almost spilled my drink in the whites with a mink. Running through that bitch like it's my house, all up in the hall like a mall.
And then Kendrick came in. He wasn't playing with Jay.
So many washed up with detergent, but I don't dry tears, I just aim at them on purpose like flap. Many 14 like flap, if the another magazine like flap. And a young nigga get whacked, kill them all when they tryna kill my rap. I am the bad, the good, got the last, the hood, got the last, that would chop, the pass, a good chop. It shines so black, we don't deny the 10-second drum solo, bitch, see at Woodstock.
When he finished, Charlemagne said it best. I don't think Hove heard that third verse. That was one of those times rap felt like a sport again. Presence over algorithm and skill over spectacle. A man proving he wasn't the next one, he was the last one. The weight of being the last one. There's something about Kendrick Lamar that mirrors the men of the 90s. Restraint. Back then, M.A.A.d didn't need constant visibility. You could feel a man's presence even when you didn't see him. Mystery was part of magnetism. Today, visibility replaced the value. But Kendrick refuses that exchange. He vanishes, reappears, speaks when it matters, then retreats again. The silence, it is an absence. In a generation obsessed with output, he reminds us that confidence can afford patience. Every word, every move, every year away builds gravity. It's the difference between content and craft. But what does it cost to hold that kind of discipline when the world rewards noise? The lost art of moment making. The 90s trained rappers to chase moments. Verses that froze time. Nas on Ether. Jadakiss at Verses. DMX at Woodstock, barking orders at humanity. They were checkpoints in culture. Kendrick's catalog carries that same DNA. Control reignited competition. We Gon' Be Alright became protest theology. The Heart Part 5 turned deepfake technology into confession. He builds monuments, no gimmicks. He doesn't fall for the era aesthetics, just faith and execution. He still lives by the 90s rules in a world that abandoned them. One album, one statement, one shot to move the culture. So why does that kind of mastery feel almost rebellious now? Silence is power. Most artists do something probably controversial to remind you they exist. Kendrick's silence is loud. When he disappears, people start decoding. Where is he? What's next? That speculation is part of the story. Mystery says, I'm working. Absence says, I'm forgotten. He walks that tightrope perfectly. There is masculine steadiness, the readiness you don't have to prove. Kendrick inherited a rhythm you had to be there for. He treats public access like privilege, but can silence still protect you when the culture confuses mystery with irrelevance. The masculinity of restraint. Most modern masculinity performs louder than it feels. Noise became proof of existence. But the 90s men, Pac, Nas, D'Angelo, moved with controlled temperature. Kendrick moves the same way. He measures his words like currency. Every rollout feels monastic. Intentional, clean, unsponsored by chaos. When Mr. Morale dropped, it was a confession. Therapy set the drums. He didn't care about being right. It was only realness he thought about. That courage without a costume. Honesty as discipline. The kind of masculinity doesn't trend, it teaches. What kind of pressure builds a man who holds himself to that kind of standard? The pressure of legacy. Every era gets one standard bearer. 80s had Rakim, 90s had Nas and Pop, 2000s had Jay. After that, Kendrick. He's the bridge between craft and content, discipline and data. A heavy crown to wear quietly. You can hear the weight. Precision tangled with paranoia. Every bar sounds measured. No throwaways, no filler tweets disguised as rhymes. He treats language like scripture. And scripture costs solitude. Genius demands isolation. Kendrick knows that timelessness trades company for clarity. So how does a man carry both greatness and grace without breaking? The artist as Heir. Through the lens of 90s masculinity versus today, he's the last heir of an almost extinct house. Pac's empathy, Nas's detail, Jay's control, Andre's imagination. All alive inside one voice, but never fighting for space. He doesn't imitate. In a sense, he integrates. Like a jazz musician, he listens until influence becomes intuition. You hear Marvin Gaye's Ache in Sing About Me, Gil Scott-Heron's Conscience in How Much a Dollar Costs, Compton's heartbeat in every silence between lines. He studies pain. That's masculinity turned inward, mastery of self instead of conquest of others. But in a generation built on exposure, can mastery that quiet still survive? The difference between popular and important. Popularity measures clicks. Importance measures care. Kendrick's not the most popular rapper alive. He's the most respected. Reach belongs to algorithms. Respect belongs to repetition. You earn it by showing up the same way. Craft first, clout later. The next generation will have better tools, but fewer moments. Because moments require friction. Time, patience, discomfort. Kendrick forces listeners to sit still. That's why his music ages while others expire. He builds cathedrals over cliffs. If speed kills depth, what does slowing down restore? The psychology of presence. Therapists call it secure attachment. Awareness without anxiety. Kendrick is centered, tuned in, but not reactive. That's why even his chaos feels composed. Most artists operate in anxious attachment, posting to prove they exist. He trusts that stillness won't erase relevance. That's masculine emotional intelligence, the kind the 90s modeled naturally. Pressure met with stillness, critique met with craft. No overreaction, no apology tours. He guards something sacred in a world addicted to display. That's not aloofness. That's not stewardship. And maybe that's what the culture's missing. The men who guard meaning instead of marketing it. If hip-hop were born from survival, it matured through reflection. Kendrick is the reflection phase personified. He reminds us that rap can still heal. That verses can carry prayer as easily as pride. He's the last rapper who sounds like a community voice, not a corporation. Every track feels inherited, passed down from church basements and front porch ciphers. He He's what happens when you give pain patience. The 90s built meaning through endurance. Kendrick keeps that muscle alive. He's proof that introspection still moves crowds. But what toll does carrying a culture's conscience take on one person? The loneliness of the standard. Being the last classic rapper sounds noble. It's really lonely. When everyone else accelerates, stillness feels like rebellion. You can sense it when he speaks, measured, almost hesitant. No ego, awareness. He knows authenticity costs isolation. The same traits that make him timeless make him alien to his era. The elders he studied, men who prized meaning over exposure, taught him that. He carries their silence like inheritance. So what happens when being true makes you misunderstood by your own time? The return of meaning. Kendrick isn't just the last classic rapper. He's proof that the classic spirit still works. You can build mystique without arrogance, lead without spectacle, succeed without selling your soul, craft over clout, legacy over relevance, and faith over frenzy. That's the 90s blueprint, rooted in purpose. And Kendrick keeps updating the software without corrupting the source code. He's showing a generation that silence can be strategy and depth can still dominate. The fade out. I still think about that morning on the Breakfast Club. Jay's calm collided with Kendrick's hunger. Past and future shaking hands mid-verse. It was a handoff. Culture choosing the next custodian. Some artists chase fame, others protect it. Kendrick protects it like scripture. He made introspection sound like power, made silence feel like leadership, made faith, fear, and growth rhyme like truth. And that's the point of this series, to remind us that authenticity isn't antique. It's an operating system worth reinstalling. Every generation needs at least one person who proves that real still has value. And for ours, that person is Kendrick Lamar.
Sweet little ditty, I don't mean to hurt you, baby.